Going down head first last night. I like freaked out though halfway and I did a flip and that was pretty scary because then I was like going and I was worried about going over the side.
On the water side?
Yeah, don't go down head first. It's scary.
I'm terrified because one of the guys went down. Were you going down the water slide on like the mats? Mm-hmm. Okay, I heard that was scarier.
It's supposed to be faster. I only went down on the mat on this, but I was with 3 other people and they didn't want to go down like without the mats.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty scary when you go down with someone else too. So that's like
I
don't think unless we had like a GoPro and you and I could go down and that would be a vlog.
It almost makes it faster.
Yeah.
Because the weight.
I think so.
I was watching people do it and I was like, oh my gosh. And then we had Justin who was bringing waters from up the stairs down here. And I saw in a video, like Jan posted on a story, that he held 2 cases of water and went down the water slides. And you just see him come out the end and the water like just comes out. Don't call me back. I don't know how to mute my...
Did Simone talk to you guys? Simone wants to sneak in after this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
She just DM'd me, actually, so perfect.
There you go. I'm going to bring this like way in. So.
Okay, Bree bought us weed.
Perfect.
Got you on camera. Police, get him.
Literally.
All right.
Okay.
You want to clap?
So this is your camera here, too.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to address the audience or you can just look at us, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Is this okay where it's at?
Yeah.
I called my blouse keeps popping over. Not like anyone's going to complain.
No one's complaining.
We would never complain about more boobs.
No, we love titties here. We're the big titty committee.
We are.
All of us, you know. Well, I guess we should start it on that note. Welcome to Two Girls, One Blunt. We have a very special guest today.
Who do we have, Jaime?
Who do we have? I don't know.
Hello.
We have the one, the only Mia Malkova. Mm-hmm. I did it wrong again.
That's okay. I don't care.
You had to look up your own name too.
Yeah,
so
it's hard to pronounce.
I keep saying Malkova, and I don't know why.
Well, it is Malkova, right? What are you saying?
Wait. Fuck. Now I don't even know.
I think she said Malkova.
You just call me whatever you want to call me.
Do you go by MM sometimes?
Not really, but you can call me Mia.
Oh, that's cute.
Or like Mia M. That
Mia
would
M.
work.
Do you have any nicknames?
Not really.
Have you ever had a nickname like growing up?
Yeah, I've had 2 nicknames. So I'd be called Missy because my real name's Melissa. So my mom and my friends would call me Missy. And then I was also called Mouse by my mom just because I have like a very mousy voice and I always like squeaked. Like if something would happen, I'd be like, ah!
I love that.
So cute.
Yeah.
Are you like, did you grow up, were you super shy growing up? Or were you very like extroverted?
I was actually incredibly shy, believe it or not. Yeah. All throughout high school, I was like a weird teenager. I was anorexic. I like hated my body. So I wore this extra large black hoodie. And even if I like grew up in Southern California, so I'd get like 90, 100 degrees out.
Oh, man.
And I refused to take it off because I didn't want anyone seeing my body. And I was like the girl in class that I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't have friends. I had one friend, and if she was gone during the day, she'd miss school often because she was kind of like a party girl. Then I would go in the library because I didn't have any other friends.
I was super nerdy and quiet too, so I get that.
I just read books. I just read romance novels and fantasy novels.
Okay.
Time.
What was your favorite fantasy novel?
Animorphs. That's like the one that really sticks out.
Yes. Okay. I love those.
Okay, that was all my era too. I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but not by much.
Yeah, we have a baby here. I just want to check something really.
Okay, so you grew up kind of shy, a little bit nerdy in high school. Mm-hmm. What got you into like the adult industry?
So I was kind of like a nympho. Like something was wrong with me to where I was just absolutely obsessed with sex, even before I lost my virginity, which I didn't until I was 16. But I couldn't go more than 10 seconds without thinking about sex. And I was a chronic masturbator. I'd like tried like putting things inside of me in order to kind of prepare to lose my virginity. It's like all I thought about. I was obsessive. And my best friend, she had hooked up with this like agent. He's kind of a sleazy agent, if I'm being honest. And she had done a few scenes in Miami, and she told me how much she was getting paid, and I thought, what? I could be like get paid to get laid? Like that.
I love that.
It was like, but I'd be doing that for free. That sounds awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I kind of got into it. I wasn't thinking
cool.
business-wise or anything. I was just a little whore.
I love that.
I love that.
I love that.
That's great, because sometimes you hear like different stories, or like, you know, people have different situations, and you're just like, nah, I like to fuck, and now I like money,
And I wanted to get paid for it.
Let's fucking put it together.
School.
No one wants to go to school.
Yeah, I dropped out.
Well, now with like OnlyFans too, I'm like, why did I even go to college? Like, you know, I'm like all the debt, which now like, happily I can pay off, but you know.
I dropped out too.
Yeah.
Twice, so I totally feel you.
Did you go to school?
I think I dropped out after sophomore year. And that was because I was so shy. I was just so miserable being at school and being so uncomfortable that I wanted to be homeschooled.
Okay.
Do you feel like after you got into this career, you sort of opened up more? Like you were able to make connections with people a little bit easier?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
100%. Because I kind of was thrown into the thick of it. So like naturally I'm more of a one-on-one person, and I don't do great in crowds. I still even to this day get like uncomfortable in crowds, and I don't stand out. I kind of like go back into a corner. So I've been just forced to be on set again and again and again. And I've kind of, I don't know, I was afraid of it, and I never really learned those social skills as a teenager, and then I learned them in the industry.
Okay.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. So if you were very shy, were you shy with men? Like, was it easier for you to like have a conversation with a guy and be able to have sex with them versus like talking to like a group of girls at a situation like this?
I was just shy in general. I couldn't talk to anybody. It wasn't until I was about 16 that I started to come out of my shell a little bit as far as guys go, and then I started to be a little more like, okay, I'm hot, you know, let's do something about this. And then I became very forward.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
So you said you went into it, you got into this industry more so just because you like having sex and you wanted to get paid for it. You saw good money. You're like, fuck yeah, why not?
Yes.
When did you transition into like the business, like entrepreneur mindset that you're in now?
I think when I matured, I just had to get a little bit older.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. And it kind of happened gradually. I obviously looked as a business, but even for the first few years, I was still just going with the flow. And then as you get older, I feel like the stakes get higher, and you just kind of think more to the future.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Do you want to continue like the route of doing porn like forever? I know you're doing like trying acting and like a bunch of different things. You're doing Twitch, like you're on social media, like you have a good presence. Is that this route that you want to stay in, or do you want to diversify even more and maybe go another route?
So I was playing around with acting a little bit, but then I realized I really don't like it. Like, I'm not a great actress, and I don't want to do that. It was very stressful. I wasn't passionate about it. I wasn't like preparing beforehand. And I just realized it isn't my thing.
What about acting before a porn scene though?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really have to be that serious of an actress. Like even for the features, I just have to learn the lines and practice a little bit, which it doesn't need to be perfect. You know, I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
win
it's
an
not like a
Oscar.
movie, like a actual movie in the theaters or something where they're going to be like very strict about it.
Yeah. I mean, to answer your question, though, I don't know what I want to do. I always say that I'm going to be a really hot MILF, and that's why I try to take care of myself, because I love MILFs.
Oh, I love MILFs.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yes, exactly. So I'm like, I'm going to be a hot MILF someday.
too.
And that
Yep.
way, like, you know, I still got 15, 20 years on me, maybe. But I don't know if I'm just going to see where it goes, because if I'm being honest, I don't really have a lot of other skills other than, you know, social media, pornography, and a way to make money right now other than pornography. And I still do enjoy it. And I'm at a place in my career where why would I stop?
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you're so big now and like names everywhere. Like you say your name and people know who you are and that has power. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've absolutely
You've earned
built
that.
that for yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I guess like in terms of like being a MILF, like do you want kids anytime soon?
No. No. I do love kids. Like I don't want people to think I hate kids when I say this, but I never want kids of my own.
Okay.
At least I say
I respect that. I 100% understand that.
At least I say that now, just because I'm kind of selfish. I feel like life is so hard. And with a kid, like I already know what kind of person I'd be. Like I'd put that child before me and before everything, and I don't want that. I'm like, no, I want to put myself first. Don't ever like give me that opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have puppies.
I was about to say, I mean, you already are a MILF. You have, how many dogs
You got those mommy milkers over there.
Thank you. I want to like grab them, can't grab them. Whenever we say
Let's just all grab our mommy milkers.
Yes,
all right.
yes, I do. I have 4 puppies. And
4?
Yeah, those are like, I'm an obsessive dog mom.
So how is it being away from them right now?
It's fine, but I look at their pictures every day.
Oh my gosh.
And
I can't even watch cat videos without thinking
We
of
have
my
3 cats together. I think they think we're lesbian moms or something because we just moved to Miami. The furniture hasn't come. So we're sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah.
We sleep in the same bed every night. We have 3 cats.
Lesbian moms.
Oh yeah, they definitely
Lesbian
think we're
mom.
fucking.
Yeah.
And
No, they're like, why aren't our moms fucking? Like, do they not like each other anymore? Are they getting divorced?
yeah,
Like,
probably. Like we've moved them around so much, and we left, and I was in a rush, and I forgot to say goodbye, and that broke my heart.
I did that before I left here with one of them.
And I literally was like, wait, I didn't say goodbye. I'm a horrible mom.
Yeah. Someone else took my little Tinkerbell. She's this like little 3-pound poodle who's 12 years old.
Oh.
And they took her to the vet as I was like getting ready to go to the airport. So I just like grabbed her and handed her off when she got there. And then I realized after, I'm like, I'm not going to see her when she gets back. I'm leaving before. And I just handed her off.
Yeah.
She
heartbreaking.
knows you love her.
No, I know.
It's just so hard.
It's so hard. They're our children.
They're so
Literally.
cute.
I get so upset.
I cry like if I talk about my dogs. I'm like, I love them.
We do the same thing.
Okay.
I rescued my cat off the street, and I'm like, no, I raised her. Like, I am her
Yeah.
mother. Like, I am all she has, and if I'm not there, you're tearing up.
I know. I told you. I was hoping you would notice.
No, we're criers here, so like we make note of
This
when
is a
people
safe
cry.
space.
Okay.
You're allowed to cry.
I'm also hormonal. I told them this before coming on. Like, I will probably cry, like
And
for
we're
no
like-
reason.
we're
Like,
right there with you.
anything will set me off.
Yeah. We've done that. I've called Emily. I've just looked at Emily and she's like, are you okay? And it's just like tears. And I'm like, and she's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel sad.
I just need a good cry.
Yeah, I love crying. I think it's very therapeutic. I think everybody
is.
needs to cry.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be ashamed of
No.
it. It's like, you know, sometimes I think I'm crazy, but
No, you're not crazy.
No.
Okay.
No,
And
we're just
crying-
emotional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And crying doesn't make you weak. Being emotional doesn't make you weak. Being able to show those and still be honest and genuine makes you very strong.
aw, thank
Yeah.
you. I have heard that, and I do agree with it.
absolutely.
It's true. I think if you can show emotion, some people are so afraid what people think, and they want to put this perfect image on and like make people think that everything's okay. And when reality is not, and reality is no one's okay.
No.
We are all struggling.
Yeah, we
like
all have shit that we're going through.
yeah, like
Yeah.
every single person I've talked to, especially like this week, has been going through their own stuff and in their own head of like whatever's going on. And I'm like, we're all in the same place, and we're all having
Yeah.
anxiety about the same thing.
Yep.
We literally like are all the same, thinking the same thoughts, and we're just so in our own heads that we think nobody else feels the same way we feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
we need to remember that everybody feels the same way.
We're all human.
We're all
Exactly.
just human.
Yep.
And it's hard being human.
Have you ever same have you ever cried during sex?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes. I have.
She's like, it's taking me back. It's
I'm
taking
like trying to remember the exact situation. Okay. So my ex-husband, Danny Mountain's a porn star, and he was actually kind of a sex addict. Like I don't realize this till afterwards, but he was definitely a sex addict. And I had ate an edible
Oh.
And I became so fucked up, and like it just threw me through a loop that I was hysterically crying and then hysterically laughing and then hysterically crying.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on. And I'm going, "Bah, bah, bah," for some reason. He's like, okay, like I really want to have sex now.
He's like, she's emotionally unstable and vulnerable. Perfect time to go in.
Yes, I don't understand because I was sobbing like a fucking baby, but it happened and I was sobbing the whole time. I wasn't mad about it. It wasn't like I was
No.
crying about him wanting to have sex. It's like, okay, at least it's distracting me a little bit. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. I've definitely cried during sex and been like, why am I here? I'm like, he cheated on me. Why am I back?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was back in the day, you know?
Yeah, you have to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was like in that moment I was realizing, and I was like, just tears. He's like, are you crying? I'm like, I'm fine.
I'm just a stupid fucking bitch.
I
Right
know.
now.
I know.
I feel like we all do that. We have those situations like after a while, especially telling a situation to someone else, it's like, why did I go back to that person? Like, what an idiot I was.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Girl,
gosh.
we gotta talk after the podcast because I have been
We can,
through the ringer.
we can talk about it on.
Same.
Oh, I think too the biggest thing with that is, and I mean, I'm sure we all struggle with this, is not feeling the guilt and shame behind it because you only
Yeah.
knew what you knew at that moment. You only knew how to handle your emotions. You're only
Yeah.
grown so much. You're doing the best that you can. So I look back and I'm like, you know what? I probably would have made that decision if I was in the same place back then. Again, over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
through
why-
feeling that, then you're like, I'm tired of my shit.
Yeah, that's why there's the phrase, you live and you learn, because you're just
Yes.
going through it and you learn from it later.
Well, hopefully you
Yes.
learn. Some people.
yeah. Well, maybe they need it a few times.
Maybe they need to cry a couple times while they're getting fucked to be able to be like, I shouldn't go back to him.
It took me a few times or two.
A few times.
Yeah, it's okay.
A month. A few times a month.
Look, this is a safe place.
A few times a year?
A day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Back to the edible, though.
Oh my gosh.
I have a funny story because I actually took that edible before going to see this movie. And I think it was like a new James Brown movie or something. And it like kicked in halfway through the movie. And there was this terrible scene on the screen where like, I don't even remember what was happening because I was so fucking high. But this kid, I think this kid was like crying and being taken away from his mother or something. And I was like looking at my ex-husband, I'm like, and I have tears rolling down my face. I'm like, I'm freaking out. And then I started like getting the giggles. I'm like, and I started laughing hysterically at nothing. I wasn't laughing at the screen because I didn't really know what was going on. I just was laughing hysterically, and we had to like rush me out of there.
Oh my gosh. When the edibles hit too much, it's a lot.
It's intense.
It's really
Yeah.
It's intense.
Have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, literally the opening scene is the guy's mom dying of cancer.
Oh yeah.
And in the first 30 seconds, I was high as fuck with my friend. I was like, Mike, this bitch is gonna fucking die. And like a minute and a half later, she dies. I was like, what the fuck did I say? I burst out laughing. Everybody else is like so sad. The movie theater is quiet. I'm cackling. In the
And she has
background.
a laugh.
I have a laugh.
Like, it's
I
loud.
had a cackle too.
Yeah,
It's
I-
okay.
You can hear it from a back of an arena. And you're like, that's Emily.
And people turn to stare at me and they give me the bitchiest looks. I'm like,
you psychopath.
this is fucking funny. She died. Why are you not laughing?
Literally. Don't get mad about how I handle my own trauma responses, all right? Oh my God. I cry at so many movies. We're criers. Like literally anything.
Yeah, let's not talk about The Fox and the Hound. That's like my weakness.
Wait, you're on
That is, like-
TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. Have you seen like the old people?
The
old lady's Grandma Great. Have you seen Grandma
Oh
Great?
my
I
God,
don't
Jamie will
think
literally
so.
walk into like the bathroom in the room. She's like, Emily.
And I'm full blown. My eyes are puffy, and it's this grandma, and she has like videos, and she's like, her voice kind of like, she's like, you are doing amazing today, and you are loved.
Oh my God.
Grandma Great. And I'm literally like,
I bet she means it too.
she does. And
She
one time
does.
I was going through some stuff. So I was bawling my eyes out from watching her videos, and I like hyper fixated and just like scrolling and watching every single one. I'm like, my mom didn't love me. I'm just going to watch these. And I made a TikTok, and I was like, you ever like scroll by like the grandmas on TikTok, and I posted on TikTok me just bawling my eyes out because this lady, and then she duetted it. And she was like, I do love you. And I was like, this is going to make me cry even more. And it was like on her feed. I'm happy I just got over my period. I'm on the way up.
Yeah.
The mood is getting better.
We won't be crying for another 2.5 weeks, give or take a couple days.
Yeah. But
any sad movie, typically I'll cry it. And I'm not the like little sniffles.
No.
I'm the full blown.
Yes.
yeah.
That's me.
That happens to me on planes too, like long plane rides. I watched I think it's called The Impossible, and it's about this tsunami that hit Thailand, and it's such a great movie. But I watched that whole thing on a plane, and the ending, I started crying hysterically on the plane, which is the worst because I don't know anybody. I was on the plane alone, and it's like quiet, and I'm just hysterically crying.
They could just hear.
Yeah. No, it was much louder.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I used to.
I've cried on a plane before. It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching the show You. And the girl had a bad relationship with her dad, who was like a drug addict, and so like my dad was a drug addict, and he like overdosed and everything.
I'm sorry.
And it was about and it was about their like relationship and him trying to earn like her love back and wanting to like be in her life, and it's just like fight going back and forth. And I didn't even know this was in the show, and I'm all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, like here comes full blown panic attack, all those emotions that I haven't like felt in a while about my dad. I just like go on my day, you know. It hit me, and I'm like a mess. I'm looking at the person next to me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I had to go like in my notes app and just like write a poem about how I felt to try to get it out to not be crying because I couldn't stop. It just like kept coming. So that was an embarrassing moment, but you know.
You know,
it was probably therapeutic.
It was very therapeutic. A little embarrassing and very therapeutic.
Thank goodness you're not going to have to see those people again. You know?
Very true.
That's like the good thing about it is nobody knows you. Well, unless if they recognize you. I'm going to tell a funny story. It's kind of gross, but
we love gross funny stories.
So I was flying back from England, and like I fell asleep, and I kept waking up because I kept like farting and waking myself up. It was loud, and it happened so many times. I'm like, thank God I'm never gonna see these people again.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I fart and wake myself up all the time. And it always happens like the first time I'm sleeping with a guy.
Yes, I know.
Like the first day, my asshole's like, we're awake.
I used to try to take like those like they're anti-gas and bloating. Like anytime I'd sleep with someone, I'm like, just in case I'm popping this before going to bed.
That's such a smart idea.
That's very smart.
Until they find it in your purse for some reason.
Well, why are they going through your purse?
I don't know. They've been found before.
What
is this?
I'm at the point though now where like if I'm seeing somebody, I have to just. One of our recent episodes, we just talked about shitting the whole time, so we won't do that this time. But like, I have to just be honest. I'm literally like, hey, my stomach is upset, and I have diarrhea, and I just met you, and either we're gonna hang out, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom 16 times, or we're probably never gonna hang out again. Because if you can't handle this, like you can't handle all of this. You know.
You know, it gets to a point though, like where I don't even care and I leave the door open when I poop. I'm like that person now. And it's not because I'm thinking I should leave this open naturally. Or I'm not consciously thinking about it. I just naturally leave it open. Yeah. It's like, meh.
I do that with Emily.
Yeah, who cares?
She's walked in. She's like, are you taking a shit? And I'm like, yeah.
I don't care about peeing, but just personally, I feel like I need to be like in my zone when I'm taking a shit, and I need my safe space.
I just need to be like comfortable with the person. Like we have to be very close and then I'll take poops in front of you.
Oh yeah. If I'm dating somebody, I'm totally fine.
Yeah,
shitting in front of
and
them.
if they don't like it, you know what? Too bad.
Emily would sit on her ex-boyfriend's lap while he shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He would I would have to lock the door. Otherwise he would barge in. He'd be like, hey, you pooping?
That's what my boyfriend does. So I'm just like, instead of saying get out anymore, I'm just like, fine, I'm going to poop. Like, I got to go. Like,
I feel like that's real love, though.
I agree.
It's real love.
That is real love. How long have you guys been together?
4 years now.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, thank you.
Does he like your dogs?
He's obsessed with the dogs.
Good.
He's the reason we have 4.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
he's such a like bad influence. He's so, like every time he's like, "Come on, another one. Like, give me another Lhasa Apso."
Oh,
Because they're the little fluffy ones.
Lhasa Apsos are so cute.
And they're so cuddly. Like my little Lily, that's his girl. And it's really
course.
cute because he didn't even want her. We were bringing her back from my mom, but she was moving. And like we were keeping at her at our house while she was like going through the transition. And during that week, like at first he was like, she's really big. He's like, she's very hairy. He like didn't like anything about her. He was calling her Mop. Like he wasn't picking on her, but he was like, oh, look at the mop. And by the end of the week, he was like, your mom can't have her. This is my baby.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
yeah,
That's
I'm
how
not
guys
gi-
always
Yeah,
are.
he's like,
They're
I'm not
always
giving
that
her
way.
up.
My ex hated my cat when I first, like, he fucking hated her. And then literally, like, not even 2 months later, like he
loved her.
He loves her. Like that's her favorite person.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in like 4 or 5 months, and I bet if as soon as she sees him, she would run up to him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's always
Yeah.
that way. The boys steal your animals.
Yeah.
I know.
It's fucked up.
The worst part is when like they're small and then you get cute videos of your exes bonding with your kitten or whatever, and then like the only videos you have are them, and you're like, you're not even in their life. You left, and now I'm a
Fucking
single mom.
deadbeat
You deadbeat dad.
Oh my God.
You left me to take care of her alone. Oh my goodness.
I get really emotional about that.
Yeah, we love our animals.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Do you have any other pets besides dogs?
No, I just have the 4 dogs.
Do you like reptiles or like snakes or anything?
Not really. Only because I love little hamsters and mice and rabbits.
Oh, and your nickname was Mouse
Yeah,
too. So
and I
you
had a hamster when I was a teenager, and I loved him, and I had little bunnies. So like, I don't like the fact that they eat them live.
I get that. It's
okay if it's in the wild, but the fact that you put them in this little aquarium and they're not
I
getting
know.
out is so sad to me.
yeah.
But I still get it. Like snakes are cool. I respect them. I just don't really like them.
respect them from a distance.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about spiders.
Like they're just not cute and cuddly.
Yeah.
I do love snakes. I love snakes.
They're badass.
They're fucking cool.
I always wanted to do like a photo shoot with a snake, like a giant snake.
Yeah, me too.
That would be really cool.
I feel like snakes are just like so cold blooded. It's kind of like an alligator or a shark.
Yeah.
Don't bring up sharks around Emily.
Yeah, I'm very scared of sharks.
Me too. I
I'm
don't
very
even get in
scared.
the ocean.
I don't
She
even
was
get in the pool.
up here, and she goes, "That side of the pool is way too dark." She
No, I'm
literally
so serious.
freaked out and got like out. She's
Yeah.
like, "I can't be over here.
I
It's
have
too dark
panic
in the
attacks.
water, and I
Oh
can't
my
see."
God.
I don't like it.
I can't go and past my my knees because I'm just looking around like shark.
Yes.
Shark.
Yes.
There's a shark coming in on that wave.
But here's the thing: is I
Same
actually
way.
had a shark come around me. I was in
My
Miami,
chair keeps like.
or I was in Florida. Oh, you can
you
fix
good?
it.
I don't know what to do.
What happened?
My chair's flipping. I think it's because part of it's on this rug.
Oh, wait.
I fixed it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I was swimming in Florida, and I'm at my like knees, and I'm like, something's moving in the water right there, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm trying to see it. I'm like, oh, that's a big fish. It wasn't no fish. I see a fin come out of the water, and it's a tiny shark, like maybe like this big, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm alone, like I'm far out, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing goes around me, and then it just goes away, and I was like, I almost died. I'm a survivor. Like, I almost died by this baby shark.
I would lose my shit. But here's the thing, like everything I've read about sharks, they're really not crazy aggressive, especially if you're like at their level. Most of the time, they just leave you alone.
Are we the same person?
Literally.
But, like, I'm irrationally, every time I get in the water, I'm
Yes.
like, no fucking way. I'm not even taking the chance. Like, that is not how I die.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I know it's a very small chance, but it's a 0% chance if I don't get in the water.
Exactly.
That's
And it's
true.
a chance I'm not willing to take.
Yep.
I will not be killed by a
Yes.
shark. I will not.
I can't go, like, everyone likes to go tubing in the ocean and stuff, or like, no, not for me. If I fly off and I'm in that middle of the ocean by myself, like, I'm having a panic attack and drowning.
Like jet skis.
Yeah.
I like jet skis, but I'm so worried about flying off and just being in the fucking
Yes.
middle of the ocean. Like, oh, No.
Yeah.
So, you know those pills that like spies used to take? They would keep them on their bodies just in case they needed to kill themselves when they were captured.
Okay, yeah.
I've honestly contemplated getting a cyanide tablet just in case my plane lands in the ocean and I have to kill myself so I don't get eaten by a shark.
That honestly is a smart idea. But could you bring cyanide on a plane?
It would be in my mouth. You
What?
like hold it in your mouth and then you like turn it in some way and that activates it.
What did it? Was it Jaws?
So, okay, my dad knew I was scared of
Let's
sharks.
unpack the trauma
my
here.
sister terrified me with a shark book when I was little, and I was always scared of the pool. There were literally shark shapes on the bottom of the pool I grew up in. And then my dad was like, Emily, you should watch Dracula. Like, it's a really, really cool movie. So I sit down with him. He puts on Dracula. I'm like, Dad, why is Dracula at the beach? Like, that's really weird. He's like, Emily, vampires go on beaches too. It's just at nighttime.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay. So I give it a couple more minutes. I'm like, this is really weird. Nothing's happening. It's just somebody swimming. Like, why is Dracula at the beach? I don't fucking get it. And then all out of nowhere, it's the fucking Jaws shark coming. And I literally had a panic attack. And I was like,
He traumatized his
he
child.
traumatized me. Yeah, and he had fun while doing it.
Yeah.
He still brings it up to this day. He's like, yeah, I fucking got you. I'm like, yeah, you did.
I'm totally going to fuck with my future kids like that.
Yeah.
I want to take like pictures of my future babies. I don't want them anytime soon. But like, I don't know. This is so bad. But like with dollar bills or like sunglasses, like funny, like comedic things that when they're like when they're in high school and they're like, get a baby photo. I'm like, I got
just
you.
you wait.
You have
Just
to
you
do
wait.
the naked butt on the fur rug.
That's like the little baby butt?
Yeah, that's like the classic one is a naked baby butt on a fur rug. That's the classic embarrassing baby photo.
Really?
I love that.
I had a cute little baby butt. I wouldn't be embarrassed.
I think all baby butts are cute, to be honest. Babies are just cute.
Babies are cute.
Except when
Yeah.
they're just born, then they're like,
Well, no, I think the idea of a baby's cute, but some babies are fucking ugly
Yeah.
too.
I feel
And I don't know what
bad
I would
when
do if I had an
think
ugly
that.
baby.
Yeah, I've had friends who have thought their babies are ugly, and I'm like, damn. So I
can
feel
I-
like a bad person.
no, can I give you guys
But
a
what if I
tip?
looked at my kid and I popped him out and I was like,
Yeah.
can I return this one? Can I get a new one?
I guess I have to love you.
So my advice for everybody, because I'm like, if your baby's ugly, I'm not going to say it, but you're going to know your baby's ugly.
Yeah.
I compliment the
Well-
baby's clothes.
They don't.
That's how you know you have an ugly baby. If I'm like, oh, the shoes are so cute. Ugly baby.
ugly baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to take note of that. I'm going to remember.
Yeah, I hope you don't have an ugly baby.
Me too.
I know.
Me too.
But you'll know.
I have a fear of ugly babies, like dead ass a fear. Well, I used to babysit when I was younger, and we were in the pool, and they were like, "Can you just hold the baby in the pool like for 2 seconds?" And it was the ugliest baby I ever seen, and I felt like, I don't know, you know when you're gonna touch something gross or like put your hand in something, and I like didn't want to touch it, and I was like, ugh. And I was like doing this, and I was like, please don't, and I was holding him out, and I was like, I literally want nothing to do with this baby, and I cried because he was ugly, and I didn't want to hold him, and I feel like I've held that for the rest of my life.
Damn.
Some of these like unattractive babies and kids though grow up to be so good looking.
Right?
My younger brother was one of them. He was like a funny looking little kid. He was
Aw.
so funny looking and he grew up gorgeous, strangely.
Really? Good for
Yeah.
him.
I feel like that's like my
Do
sister.
you have a lot of brothers?
I have 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Oh, you got a big family.
Are you the youngest?
Second to youngest.
Okay.
Oh.
How was it being the second to youngest?
I was definitely the favorite. Me and my younger
Really?
brother. Yeah, we were the favorite. So I would also say I was spoiled, and it was really fun because we always like had stuff to do. Like we would go ding dong ditching. We'd play like hide and go seek in the dark. Like that's kind of what got me into video games was my brothers. But then, you know, it was a pain in the ass too. I have serious food aggression. Because you couldn't keep food in the house. Like if there was anything good, it was gone within an hour. And if
Yeah.
I would like make something nice for myself, like tapioca pudding or bread pudding, it'd be gone. Like the little scavengers would get in there. So like now I'm an extreme food hoarder, and I hate anyone to get near my plate. I hate anyone to
Oh
try to
my
share
God.
food.
That makes
I
a
get
lot of sense.
so aggressive about it.
That makes a
Like
lot of sense.
I'll be nice. Like say if I know I just meet somebody and they want your food, I'm like, oh yeah, great. And like, but deep inside, I'm like,
You're like seething.
You're like, I don't want you to eat
that
that.
is my food.
Like, I'm holding resentment now. I love that. Growing up with, you said 3 brothers? Damn.
Yeah.
So like, all right, what video games did you play with them growing up?
That I can remember, like the first console we had was like the Nintendo 64. So I'd play, I think it was called Mario's World. And that's like the first thing I ever really remembered playing.
Did you ever play 007 on that?
No, I don't think so on the Nintendo. 007 I did play, but I think that might have been the PlayStation.
Really? Ooh. Oh, I remember on the Nintendo 64, that was my shit. You could hide in the walls and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing.
My favorite was the Rugrats game where you were in a mine.
Yeah,
that was good shit.
That.
It was on the purple like Game Boy. That was like
the GameCube,
see-through.
Oh, I love the GameCube.
Oh, it was a Game Boy?
I think so, but it was like big and like bulky, but it was like see-through purple. It was very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I played that shit up.
Did you ever play things like WoW?
Oh, I still play WoW.
Okay, yeah.
Do you Twitch WoW a lot? Like, what do you mainly do on Twitch?
I do a bunch of things. I was playing WoW for a little bit. I have this weird thing about it to where I can never get full level. Like, that's what happened to me when I was in high school. I'm a role player. So, like, I go around, I take my time. Like, I enjoy the environment. So, it takes me forever to get to full level.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, just role playing the whole time. And I, like, got really far. I think I was, like, 60 was the max. I was, like, level 55 when I was in high school. And then I was like, okay, done playing.
That's how it always happens.
And now I think the level is 70 right now, and I'm 66. And I haven't played for a few months. I got to 66. I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this, in however long.
What character do you pick?
I'm always a blood elf mage. Like the only other thing I'd consider being is a void elf, because like I said, I role play, so I want my characters to be pretty.
Yeah, that's literally the same way I would pick like similar things. Anyone that was like could do spells and like witches.
Yes, that's why I do the mage. And then
which one had the little demon thing as like you got a pet?
A warlock.
A warlock?
That's a warlock. Yeah, warlocks are good too.
Sometimes I would be a warlock.
Warlocks are fun. Like I've tried a warlock. I haven't gotten far, but also it's just, I feel like it's so like much to learn the game and learn how to play a class. I don't exactly have that much time, so I'm just sticking with the mage.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
What's your favorite game? Maybe, okay, do you have a favorite game that you played in childhood or like growing up that you still play now besides WoW?
The Sims.
I've
always played The Sims.
That's good shit.
And I've always made families. Like anyone I'm dating, I would always make them, and we'd have a bunch of babies and have a good life together. And then when we separate, I kill them.
Kill them all.
Yeah.
Did you ever like?
I feel like that's therapeutic.
It really is.
It really is.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
But like, even if I had crushes on people, they'd be Sims, and it's just kind of weird. Like, I have a personal like game that nobody's allowed. Like, I won't ever stream. Like, that's my personal Sims.
Oh my god!
And then do you have like a public Sims that you are able to show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mainly just do like building and stuff though, because if I'm playing The Sims, once again, I'm role playing, so I'm not gonna enjoy it if I have to talk to chat. That's like one of those games.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to be immersed.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. Did you ever make your Sims fuck? There used to be like you used to be able to like make in the date night like expansion pack. There was like this love bed.
Yeah.
It was a heart bed, and you could literally make them have sex, and then I would delete the bed, and then we'd be like, look at the fucking.
Of course. Of course. And then I downloaded the Wicked Whims, and I've even like strangely downloaded that as an adult after being in porn, all these crazy things. I'm like, well, that's hot. Like, I like
the Sims body's like just going like this.
I don't know what I'd like play. Oh my god, what I did to these poor Sims. This was only like a year ago, but the Wicked Whims, they have like cocaine, marijuana.
Shit.
Oh,
they had
wow.
like all these crazy things. So I had a drug dealer, and then I had a prostitute, and I made her like a hot prostitute, but she had a little bit of a belly and a gap tooth, but she was still super hot. So I wanted her to look a little bit edgy, and she had to go around and earn her keep and like fuck her drug dealer, and like I get so turned on during the whole thing. I'm like, you whore.
I love that.
You're literally the puppet master. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Do you like being degraded?
No, I hate it. Like, if someone calls me a whore off camera, I'm like, I'm not a whore. Like, well, maybe I am, but like, say it nicely. Like, be nice to me, goddammit.
Like, I will cry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the complete opposite. Like, the worst things you say to me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna come.
I like being degraded.
But only inside the bedroom. If you were my boyfriend and you actually spoke to me that way outside of the bedroom, and it wasn't a mutual like, like we've talked about it. it's not because you feel this way and you have like misogynistic views or anything. It's because you know I like it and you're doing it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
it is funny because on camera, I call myself a whore. And I'm happy to because I know I am. I'm like, oh, you like that little slutty mouth and all this like crazy shit. But then off camera, I'm like, wait a minute. What? Like, are you being mean to me right now? Like,
you're like, I just want love. Can you hold me? I'm about to cry.
yeah, exactly. Like,
they're coming again.
I know.
Oh no, she's tearing
We can't mention crying around me. All you have to do is say crying. I'm like, oh yeah.
I could do some of that right now.
You're gonna need a little breather after this.
Yeah.
Okay, how about let's switch to a topic that's you can't cry about this. You can't.
Watch me.
Okay. I didn't want to challenge you. I'm sorry. What's your favorite place to travel so far? And maybe where do you want to travel?
So far, I would say Hawaii is my happy place because I love hiking and I love nature. I love waterfalls. I do love beaches. I love like playing on the shore. like I could put my feet in the water. Okay, my favorite beach are beaches that have no waves. So there's this like beach on Hawaii, and there's like a few of them that I found where like the reef goes out hundreds of feet, so you can walk out, and it's just a swimming pool. It's just a warm swimming pool.
Oh my God.
And it never goes above
That sounds so
your
nice.
feet. So like those are my happy places.
So I can be safe from sharks?
So I can
Yes.
crawl on my hands
Yes.
like I'm a mermaid.
Yes, I just crawl around like 10 feet from shore, like happily. And I think even if it's a small, like at least here, even if a shark does get me, it's not gonna be a big shark that can kill me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good.
Yeah, those suckers are in the deep water.
Yeah. And the thing I like about Hawaii is also that it's part of the US and it's very touristy. So it's very like you have all the comforts of home. You have all the nice restaurants, you have CVS's, like you just have everything there, but you still have the nature and the beauty. So it's comfortable,
It's so
but also
beautiful.
yeah, it's not like traveling to Brazil and places like that are adventurous, but it's a lot more out of your comfort zone.
Everyone I know is moving to Hawaii. Would you ever move there? Or would you stay in, like, I guess, like, where you are now?
I would potentially move to Hawaii. I heard it's hard, though.
It's
to
like
get-
it costs a lot of money to get deliveries to you, and it's hard. They don't always have the supplies. Shortages are really, especially like water. When there are more tourists there, it can be really hard to get water.
I almost feel like it's probably not that great to live there because it's so touristy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had multiple friends move there within the past year, and everyone I know is just like, Hawaii, moving to Hawaii. And I'm like, what the heck? Everyone's going to Hawaii, so I feel like I have to go now. I've never been.
Is it that OnlyFans money?
Yes.
No, it's not for them. I'm like, who's paying for this?
How can you afford
I have to
this?
show my butthole to be able to take a flight. Like, what?
I would love to go to Hawaii. I know the locals were having water shortages, so I was like, I don't really want to go until people who were born there can actually,
Aww.
drink water and
Yeah.
take showers. But I would love to go there once.
Are you crying too?
No, I have really bad allergies out in the desert, and I'm like getting so freaking itchy. And I touched
That's not what I'm
On
looking for.
point.
I touched a dog, and as much as I love animals and dogs, I'm very allergic. So like if I touch my eyes right after, I'm like, fuck.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Even
was,
my
was
own-
kind of irresistible. I know
He
what
was
dog you're
so
talking
cute.
about.
He's so
Every
cute.
time I see him, I'm like,
Come here.
yeah.
Come here, little
Let me try to
baby.
cuddle you.
Literally. Oh my God. Okay, so what is like the best DM? Okay. Would you ever, I know you have a boyfriend now, but like in the past, have you ever dated someone or like gone on a date through a DM?
Not really. Because honestly, I've kind of been in a relationship since for the majority of the time I've been in the industry.
Okay.
I've been in relationships, and then when I haven't, I've been very like around the industry. So like I was kind of messing around with people who were industry people, like people I
Okay.
already knew and I was interested in.
That makes sense. That you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. I
Okay.
never really go looking in my DMs for anything. Sometimes I do find some lookers in there though, and I'm interested.
You're like,
Yeah, I'm like, well, you're actually kind of cute.
Everyone listening is like, is it me? Was it I was the one who DM'd her. Do I have a chance?
No, you actually have to be verified or have a lot of followers for me to find your DM.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I go to the top requested and then I look through there like who's trying to DM me.
Do you go through your DMs a lot, or do you just kind of avoid them at all costs?
I actually don't go through them a lot. Like that's why I only do the top requested, and I can go months without looking at that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably very peaceful for your mental health.
Yeah.
agree.
Well, I get like 30 DMs a minute, at least 30 DMs a minute for the Instagram.
Holy
Sweet
shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And now we have OnlyFans to just funnel that
Yeah.
right to it. How is that?
But you have to pay for it.
Yeah. How has the transition been for you to like with OnlyFans?
You mean from like companies to OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I honestly, it was great. I just got divorced and I had kind of moved out of LA and I was actually really burnt out from shooting. Like I was canceling things all the time. I just didn't want to do it. I was feeling overwhelmed. And this was like 6 or 7 years of me just, being in the industry full time. So it was coming.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to stay home and webcam for a little bit. And that's when like the platforms like Snapchat and OnlyFans kind of started popping up. And I wasn't making a lot on OnlyFans. It was only like 10 or 15,000 a month, which is good money. Like I thought, okay, that's fine. Like that's going to pay all my bills. I'm going to be comfortable. So like I didn't even care. But I was still trying Snapchat. That was like the rage because a lot of girls were going, "Oh, we're making 100,000 a month," and this
That's
and that.
wild.
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, Snapchat's where it's at." But then I sucked at Snapchat.
I've heard it's really hard to like establish.
They
and
have
build.
to do it their whole method was like putting on sex shows every single day and like showing their lives and every little bit of their lives, always having things on their story. And I'm kind of a sensitive person and I need time off and I need time away from the phone and like,
Protecting your energy.
yeah, protecting my energy. So it just really wasn't working out for me. So I was like, fuck Snapchat. I'm just going to go for OnlyFans. And thankfully, like I kind of really started getting into OnlyFans like a little bit before it started blowing up. So I already had been like putting a lot of effort into it and establishing it.
So pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Do you
Yes.
prefer doing like your own stuff on OnlyFans? Like, do you get actual like high quality? I mean, your boyfriend's like a videographer.
He's
yeah.
a videographer, yeah.
And he's like shot for like Black Raw and everything. Yeah. So, I mean, you get high quality content no matter what.
Yes.
I'm like just over here on my iPhone. But do you prefer that over like actually doing like a scene outside of OnlyFans?
I prefer shooting for myself. I definitely do. I like being able to pick out my wardrobe, decide what time, decide exactly what we're doing, like where we're doing it, and doing it from like the comfort of wherever I want. I'm kind of at a spoiled place in my life where I don't like being told what to do and like being on someone else's time.
Yep.
I'm very much like
Yep.
I'm very
I
much
don't know
like
what that was.
I'm gonna say no to a lot of like collaborations and people hiring me just because I don't want to feel obligated. I'd rather just do everything.
So it's cool that you get that freedom.
I get a lot of freedom.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I love OnlyFans. Honestly,
It's been life changing.
life changing for sure.
We were in corporate America. Emily was in corporate America a couple months ago and quit because of OnlyFans, and I was, and it was like
Here we are.
changed our life. Like look where we're
Yes.
at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that was not what I expected my life to be.
It's changed
And I'm, like, so grateful.
many people's lives. It really has.
It's
Like
really cool.
they have the ability to just make money from home, basically.
And on your own. My
Yeah.
thing is like I don't trust people. I don't like you can lose your job anytime. Like you could be working with somebody and then they like cancel on you. Like this is the way to control your income and your like future and like your boundaries. And I think that's like a really powerful thing, especially for a lot of women. I think that's why women are like, holy fuck, I wanted to do like I can do this. And it's like all with me, like what I'm comfortable with. Like
Yep.
that's a beautiful thing.
Yep, I agree.
It's amazing. It really is. Do you have any crazy dating stories that you feel comfortable
She's
sharing?
been in a relationship most of the time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, I feel you. I'm the same way. I'm like, I have 2 dating stories outside of my long-term relationships, and that's about it.
I mean, I had hooked up with a guy from Tinder like shortly after I got my divorce. And the only thing I would say is he was this really like attractive English model. And he looked exactly like his profile page, and he was so like witty and charming. I was like, oh. I
like that.
Okay. And I definitely like hooked up with him, and he was good at what he did, but he had this like his penis. He had like the skin.
His penis.
I know. I don't think he's watching this, poor guy. But the skin like was over the tip. And it like never could go back because it was too tight.
Stop. Hold on.
My ex had to have surgery about that.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I'm getting this surgery soon," but I was still like a little. Well, that's weird, but you're cute. You know, let's do this. This is gonna be great.
I thought you were about to say some like awful dick cheese like
No.
infection.
No.
We watched that story where a guy couldn't pull his
that was with
foreskin
you.
down, and it was because the more he pulled. Stuff was coming out, and it was just a horrifying story. I literally thought that's where you were about to go, and I was like, oh, man.
You're like, don't do that right now.
I'm going to cry.
Don't bring smegma into this, please. That's all we ask.
No, I would say the only, like, I don't know if it's that funny, but that was, like, I feel like I didn't pity fuck him, but it was, like, a little weird to me. And I was like, no, I could get past this. He's getting surgery, you know? And then the next day, he just never was, like, I texted him, oh, that was great. We should go out again. Never responded. Never heard from him again.
He was embarrassed about his
little.
I mean, I didn't say
dickhead.
anything about it. I don't know. I
Men
feel
are
like
weird.
he ghosted me.
Men are weird.
I know.
I don't have crazy stories though. Damn it, I haven't. Okay, I have an interesting story.
Okay.
So
Lay it on us.
this was when I was married. So my ex-husband and me were friends with another couple, Kendra Sunderland, and then her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And they moved from Oregon to California. And we'd go out and we'd do dinner, and we'd like, I think we went to theme parks, and we'd always go hiking.
Oh,
and
that's
we
so
were
fun.
like, we were friends. And I was bisexual, so I was like always interested in her. I'm like, ooh, Kendra. And I was trying to have a little girlfriend. I found out later she was, like, I kind of got a vibe. Like, at first she was very flirty with me, then I got the vibe, okay, that she wasn't, like, actually bisexual. So I was like, okay, never mind. We're just going to be friends. But there was this one night where I was drunk at a bar, and we ended up all going back and having, like, a foursome together. Which, it's so funny because I knew this was coming.
You're like, I've manifested this. I've thought about this for a long time.
I knew we were all going to swing. Like, I knew it was going to happen, and I wasn't that into her boyfriend. I was like, he's cute, but he's kind of young. He's not really my type. I was like, to my ex-husband, I'm like, I'm going to take one for the team, though. Like, we're going to fuck Kendra. And then, funny enough, we have this, and then later down the road, I divorced my husband. She breaks up with her boyfriend, and then me and her boyfriend end up together. And 4 years later, we're still together.
Shut up! This is him. Shut the fuck up! We're looking at him right through the window.
What a guy! What a guy! Wait, that actually is a cute story.
It's so funny.
I like that.
Wait, that is so funny because
I
you're
like that.
It's always the ones that you're kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know about you. You're not really my type.
You're not my type, but then they surprise you and like you're like, oh, maybe it's a good thing you're not my type.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it's
you're
a
like,
good thing.
Yeah, I'm
My
like,
type. My type is toxic.
Yeah, so yeah, but I mean, how old is he?
He's my age.
29.
Mm-hmm. Whereas my ex-husband, like I've only, like I said, I'm kind of like limited in my my dating history, but he was 8 years older than me. So it's actually a lot better, I feel like, to have someone who's closer to your age.
I feel like we think that older men are so much more mature, but
No.
like they're really not.
No, my ex-husband was so much less mature than my current boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, he did not have his shit together. It's crazy. It's like
We
night
think
and day.
it. I think that's like my daddy. It's just I look at older men and I'm like, take care of me.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's a reason you're single.
Yeah.
I'm 35.
Yeah.
There's a reason you're going for girls who are younger.
Exactly.
And now I'm 27. I'm going for people like my age, and I'm like, okay, we're starting the same part of our lives together.
Yeah.
I guess when I was younger, I wasn't like starting that adult life yet. You know what I mean? So I could like date whoever and whatever age. And now I'm at this age, and I'm like, would I want to date someone who's like way older than me? Because then like, what if they died before me? And like, I'm sorry, but like, you have to, I have to die before you do. Like, I'm not gonna be the one left alone.
That's one of my worst fears, is that you spend like your whole life with somebody and then you're like 80 or 90 and they die, and what do you fucking do?
You take the cyanide pill that's in
Yeah.
and you just end it all.
Yeah.
We don't condone suicide.
I was
but-
gonna say, someone watch her. Like, don't give her pills.
I know, I'm gonna be like checking like your.
She's a shark from store. She's like, I'm taking this.
Every night, Jamie just has to swab around my cheeks to make sure it's not in my.
I'm like, open wide, we're going in. She likes fingers in her mouth. That's fine.
I do.
Oh my God, that's crazy though. We just had somebody else on tell a story about how she fucked her best friend's brother and lost her virginity.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, small world.
Best friend's brother.
Do you know that song?
That's like my fantasy.
That Victoria song? My best friend's brother is the one for me. You know it. You know it. Mickey knows.
Oh my God, I love it.
I mean, it makes sense though. Like, anyone who you're around often, you're gonna start developing that like little fantasy about.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
Yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
They're kind of cute.
And then if you're around them even more, it's harder to get away from the fantasy.
Yeah.
And there's something about like, I'm not supposed to be doing this,
Yes.
but now I want to.
Yeah.
And that just builds and builds and builds until y'all be fucking.
Yeah. We like the taboo shit here.
Yeah, we do. We do. I guess.
This has been a great episode,
Yeah,
honestly.
this has been good.
It's been a pleasure. You are
learned a lot.
hilarious. You're super funny.
I want to. You said you used to smoke. I want to end it on like a weed topic. Did you like to have high sex?
Yeah, that was one of the things I would do.
Right.
Like that was one of the only reasons I would smoke is to have sex or play video games.
Right.
Yeah.
They go so well.
They do.
So well.
They go so well.
I love being stoned when I'm high because like I get super sexual. I'm just like I think it's
you can
because
feel things.
Yeah, but I also think it's because when I'm high, I'm uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna distract me? That dick over there can distract me. Like, fuck me now until I'm not high anymore.
I love that. Oh my God. Mine is like, I feel like when I'm high, I feel things so much more. So when you're like intimate with somebody and there's actually emotion, I feel like I
Yeah.
feel that like 10 times more when I'm high.
Yeah.
And it's just like really intense, and I just like that feeling. Because then sometimes also when I'm not high and I'm having sex, my brain is literally like, so what kind of content do I have to post later? Like, what do I have to cook? Like, fuck, I forgot to mail my passport. Like, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
When I'm high, I can't think, and I'm just like, oh my God, this feels so good.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is. Like, I can get so in my head about sex, and then I'm not able to enjoy the sex. But high sex, I'm like, I have no thoughts in my brain. Just vibes, baby.
Let's just fuck.
So would you ever smoke before scenes, or would it just be like on your own personal time?
I tried smoking before scenes, and it wasn't really working out because you'd have to like do the intros and everything, and I'd be high and I'd be on set with a bunch of people and I'd be having like some social anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, okay, just open the door, walk in, turn around, kind of shake your butt, and I'd like walk in like. I'm like shaking and not knowing how to walk. I'm like, I'm nervous.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to do that either, or I would just start like bursting laughing. Like I'd have like a dick in my face, and I'd be like,
This is
"Your dick looks funny."
This is a funny situation.
How did we end up here? Oh my God, I love it. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're honored to have you on our podcast.
Thank you so much
and get
for
to know
joining
you.
us.
Thank you for having me.
Where can everyone find you? Like what? Obviously, I know, but like, is there anything specific that you want to like promote and shout out?
All right, I will go. So I have my Instagram, Mia_Malkova. I literally post every day. I put a ton of effort into it. I have my Twitter, which I also post every day, and I put a ton of effort into, which is at Mia Malkova. And then I obviously have my OnlyFans, which is like my bread and butter, and you definitely want to get in there, which is onlyfans.com/Mia Malkova. And I stream on Twitch if you want to get to know me better. I stream video games. I do just chatting. And I'm always like looking at chat. And I really get to know people there. Like I love my community, and I have like a nice like close bond with my community. So
I love that.
follow me on Twitch.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome. Well, it has been another great episode, and we will catch you filthy fucking stoners next Tuesday.
Yeah, we will, baby.
Bye. Oh yeah.
That was really good.
Thank you.
And we hope you enjoy the podcast.
Thank you.
Tune in. Here, I'm gonna get one too.